A dedicated builder unveils a beautifully completed miniature two-story house showcasing incredible architectural details. To begin this ambitious project, sturdy steel rebars are planted firmly into the ground with wet concrete. The foundation takes shape as horizontal reinforcement wires are meticulously tied to connect the main pillars. Thick wooden planks are then carefully nailed together to construct a solid mold for the base beam. Fresh concrete is poured and smoothed out within the wooden frame, requiring days of patient curing. A miniature dump truck arrives on the scene, unloading a heavy pile of gravel to fill the base. A tiny excavator presses the dirt firmly into place before water is sprayed to settle the ground. While waiting for the ground to dry completely, the builder partners with an adorable dog for supplies. Heavy machinery efficiently loads batches of freshly fired miniature bricks into the waiting transport truck. These crucial materials are delivered straight to the foundation pad, where they are sprayed to prevent drying. The loyal canine assistant eagerly receives a tasty sausage reward for successfully helping gather the building supplies. Bricklaying officially begins, with each tiny block meticulously cemented around the sturdy metal reinforcement wires. A custom wooden mold is filled with wet cement and steel to form a strong, solid windowsill. Layer by layer, the walls steadily rise up, ensuring a sturdy enclosure for the ground floor. Once the walls are sufficiently high and dried, the wooden support frames are cautiously dismantled. To further reinforce the structure, concrete is skillfully applied over the lintel to bear upcoming loads. With the supporting lintels fully secured, the first floor's brickwork reaches its final planned height. Attention shifts to the four corners, where wooden planks enclose the rebars to cast the main columns. The builder expertly fills the upper ring beam with cement, seamlessly connecting it to the vertical columns. Precision is key as a laser level guides the exact placement of formwork for the interior windows. The entire ground floor structure stands proud and perfectly squared after the delicate cement work cures. Following days of anticipation, the wooden molds are finally peeled away to reveal the solid concrete skeleton. However, a minor casting flow requires a quick cement patch, prompting another helpful errand from the dog. Armed with fresh supplies, the builder swiftly patches the dangerous structural gaps with high-quality mortar. The exterior undergoes a massive transformation as a rough coat of protective plaster is spread across the bricks. Inside the tiny room, fiberglass mesh is carefully attached to the walls to prevent any future cracking. A smooth, thick layer of plaster is then expertly troweled over the mesh to create flawless interior surfaces. Bringing the house to life, the creator uses a laser guide to map out hidden electrical wiring routes. A mini rotary tool carves precise channels straight into the concrete wall to safely conceal the cables. Tiny electrical wires are threaded through miniature conduits and securely embedded deep within the freshly cut grooves. The delicate wire connections are wrapped safely in insulating tape before being tucked into the switch box. To ensure absolute perfection, vertical guide strips are temporarily plastered onto the walls to level the final coat. Meanwhile, wooden forms are hammered into the ground outside to prepare for pouring a tiny concrete doorstep. Once the guide strips dry, they are popped off, and any rough edges are meticulously sanded down. A specialized scraper glides across the guides, leaving behind a perfectly flat and even layer of wall plaster. A large electric fan accelerates the drying process before the flawless white walls receive a final polish. The interior brightness is vastly improved as a premium coat of white latex paint is rolled onto the surfaces. This crisp white aesthetic is also applied to the exterior facade, giving the building a clean, modern look. A beautifully crafted miniature wooden window is inserted and securely fastened into the customized wall opening. The window installation is completed with careful detail work, ensuring the edges blend seamlessly with the painted wall. The creator showcases immense patience by assembling micro-sized hinges onto the delicate wooden frames using tiny screws. Each handmade window piece is thoroughly sanded down to guarantee a smooth, professional, and splinter-free finish. For privacy without sacrificing natural light, elegant frosted glass panes are carefully slotted into the front window. Focus shifts to the flooring, where premium tile adhesive is evenly spread across the compacted concrete base. An impressive checkerboard pattern emerges as dozens of miniature tiles are laid down with absolute precision. The tedious but rewarding process continues until the entire room is covered in a stunning checkered floor. Tiny plastic spacers are utilized to maintain perfect alignment and consistent gaps throughout the complex tiling job. Once the adhesive sets, the plastic spacers are removed to prepare the beautiful surface for grouting. Wet cement is thoroughly rubbed into the joints before a damp towel reveals the floor's true polished beauty. Elegant wooden skirting boards are glued along the base of the walls to create a perfect, seamless transition. The entrance requires security, so a functional micro keyhole is meticulously drilled into the solid wooden front door. Tiny metal hinges connect the beautifully stained door to its sturdy frame, completing the main entrance assembly. The completed wooden door is firmly installed into the facade, adding incredible realism to the miniature dwelling. With the door finally in place, the remaining interior skirting boards are cut and fitted perfectly around the frame. Interior decorating begins as a charming, handcrafted wooden television cabinet is gently placed against the living room wall. Each piece of furniture, including this tiny drawer unit, is coated in wood wax to enhance its rich color. The creator repurposes old materials, skillfully cutting small woven bamboo strips to fashion a brand new rattan-style cabinet. The finished bamboo cabinet, complete with working double doors and shelves, adds a brilliant touch of rustic charm. A cozy atmosphere is prioritized as soft cotton padding is meticulously layered over a custom-built wooden sofa frame. Rich brown suede fabric is tightly wrapped and stapled around the armrests to create luxurious miniature upholstery. To personalize the space, the talented builder paints delicate calligraphy onto tiny canvases for elegant wall art. A highly detailed retro television set is positioned on the cabinet, completing the incredibly realistic living room setup. For illumination, a custom lighting fixture is ingeniously constructed using reflective aluminum strips and a bright LED strip. The tiny glowing diode is secured inside its metal casing, ready to flood the small room with warm light. A solid plastic board is measured and cut to serve as a perfectly flat ceiling for the first floor. The electrical system is finalized as the ceiling light wires are carefully threaded through the reinforcing metal mesh. Meanwhile, new wooden molds are assembled to cast the reinforced concrete slabs that will form the second story. Wet concrete is poured over metal grids within the frames to create incredibly sturdy upper floor panels. The freshly poured ceiling panels are removed from their molds and securely placed atop the first floor walls. Any remaining gaps between the new ceiling slab and the lower walls are finally sealed tight with cement. Construction immediately moves upwards, pouring a fresh layer of cement to form the robust floor of the second story. Steel rebars from the lower level are secured as wet concrete is poured to form the upper structural columns. Impatiently checking the progress, the builder opens a mold, revealing perfectly cast, strong concrete pillars for the next floor. With the supporting pillars fully cured, the intricate process of bricklaying begins once again for the upper bedroom. As the walls steadily grow higher, excess mortar is neatly scraped away to maintain a clean, professional appearance. A massive opening is deliberately left in the brickwork, destined to become a luxurious floor-to-ceiling window offering scenic views. To safely span the doorways, reinforced concrete lintels are cast directly over the openings using temporary wooden supports. The wet cement is carefully packed around the metal rebar to ensure the window span won't sag or break. The exterior transformation continues as the builder lays more bricks over the newly dried lintel to raise the roofline. A white trowel effortlessly glides across the fresh plaster, creating a beautifully uniform surface ready for final painting. In the tight interior space, tiny bricks are meticulously laid down to form the bathroom's partition wall. A thick coat of fresh plaster is spread smoothly over the newly built brick surface. To prepare the plumbing, a tiny PVC pipe is heated, bent, and then securely glued together. These complex miniature water lines are expertly routed along the bathroom floor and wall. A small brick barrier contains the liquid cement as it is poured to create a solid, level floor. The wet concrete is then carefully troweled flat, ensuring a perfect foundation for the upcoming tiles. Moving upward, more miniature bricks are stacked to enclose the space, leaving a neat opening for the door. A temporary wooden mold above the doorway is quickly filled with concrete to cast a strong lintel. To guarantee complete leak protection, a specialized blue waterproof coating is thoroughly brushed over the cement floor. With the lintel cured, the mold is removed, allowing the builder to continue raising the bathroom wall. A critical water retention test is conducted by flooding the floor to check the blue seal's integrity. Having passed the leak test, the builder methodically lays miniature square tiles across the waterproofed floor. Once the floor is pristine, crisp white ceramic tiles are pressed onto the lower bathroom walls. The final wall tiles are carefully positioned around the exposed water pipe for a neat finish. Outside, a custom wooden framework is securely nailed together to cast a sturdy exterior staircase. The complex stair mold is carefully aligned against the wall to support the heavy concrete pour. After wetting the wooden frame, rich wet concrete is poured in to form the miniature steps. The fresh concrete is meticulously troweled flat, creating a beautiful exterior staircase that needs time to cure. As the stairs set, the striking addition promises to connect the ground floor to the upper level. Returning inside, a thick layer of white plaster is forcefully pressed onto the raw bedroom bricks. Excess dried plaster is scraped off the floor and swept away to maintain a clean workspace. An electric multi-tool is expertly used to sand down the plastered walls, leaving them incredibly smooth. A tiny roller evenly applies the first coat of crisp white paint to the exterior surfaces. To finish the tiled bathroom, gray grout is carefully squeezed into every gap to seal the ceramics. Ignoring the messy grout lines for now, the builder adds a final row of bricks above. Textured white finish is rolled onto the bedroom walls, adding a cozy charm to the interior. Once the bathroom grout dries completely, a sharp blade easily scrapes away the excess to reveal perfect lines. To finish the bathroom entrance, a tiny wooden door frame is constructed and sprayed with metallic paint. The frosted glass door and its freshly painted frame are wedged tightly into the tiled doorway. A clever sound-activated LED light panel is wired together to serve as a high-tech ceiling fixture. Attention shifts to crafting tiny furniture, starting with a wooden vanity cabinet assembled carefully from scrap. The completed wooden vanity is fitted with tiny doors before being painted a pleasant shade of green. A 3D printed sink is attached to the vanity, complete with a tiny drain pipe, and installed perfectly. A tiny metallic faucet is screwed into the tiled wall right above the newly installed sink. The protruding floor pipe is cut flush to accommodate a beautifully detailed 3D printed miniature toilet installation. Water is injected into the toilet tank to successfully demonstrate its realistic, fully functional flushing mechanism. After finalizing the plumbing connections, a tiny, realistic roll of toilet paper is added for completion. The bathroom is accessorized with incredibly realistic touches, including a tiny swinging lid trash can. With the interior fully furnished, a frosted ventilation window is installed into the exterior brick wall. To protect the exterior, matching ceramic tiles are meticulously applied to the outside of the bathroom. A peek through the newly installed window reveals a fully equipped and delightfully miniature bathroom interior. Days later, the concrete has fully cured, and the wooden stair mold is carefully unscrewed and dismantled. With a few gentle prying motions, the remaining wooden supports are removed, revealing a solid staircase. To ensure safety on the miniature stairs, a row of red bricks is laid to form handrails. A straight string line guides the precise placement of angled bricks, creating a smooth slope. The brick handrail is heavily coated in cement, seamlessly blending it into the brutalist aesthetic. A wooden formwork is clamped to the outer edge of the handrail, allowing a perfectly flat application. The finished concrete staircase looks incredibly robust, featuring a sleek design that complements the tiny home. Moving on to the bedroom, a miniature wooden front door is meticulously sanded smooth before attaching hinges. The bedroom floor is prepped with a layer of glue, followed by a gold-colored moisture barrier. Tiny wooden planks are cut, sanded, and given a rich coat of wax oil for elegance. The stained wooden planks are glued down one by one over the barrier, creating a beautiful floor. The newly installed wooden door is tested, swinging outward smoothly onto the landing to reveal the room. Once the hardwood floor is complete, delicate wooden skirting boards are attached to hide uneven edges. To furnish the cozy bedroom, a simple yet sturdy wooden bed frame is assembled using cut pine. A piece of yellow sponge is carefully measured and cut down to serve as a comfortable mattress. To add a touch of realism, a diamond quilted pattern is sewn onto white fabric. The fabric is folded and hemmed neatly around the edges, forming a realistic three-dimensional mattress cover. The soft yellow sponge is gently squeezed into the newly sewn fabric shell, completing the plush mattress. A crisp, striped fabric sheet is meticulously folded and tucked tightly under the mattress, creating a bed. Tiny squares of floral fabric are swiftly sewn and stuffed to become decorative, soft pillows. The soft pillows are placed on the bed, and a detailed wooden wardrobe is moved inside. Long strips of elegant white fabric are hemmed on the sewing machine, destined to become beautiful curtains. The finished white curtains are strung onto a rod and securely mounted above the large window opening. 3 panels of frosted acrylic are effortlessly slid into custom aluminum tracks, creating a functional sliding window. Moving to the exterior, miniature bricks are laid down on the projecting slab to form a balcony. The balcony wall is built up with intermittent gaps, adding a stylish architectural detail to the facade. A thick coat of weather-resistant white paint is broadly brushed across the entire exterior for uniformity. Before sealing the roof, bright LED strips are precisely glued around an interior ceiling groove for illumination. The yellow LED strip is connected to a battery pack, ensuring the interior will have cozy lighting. With the interior lighting fully wired, a thick white panel is placed to enclose the second floor ceiling. To create a waterproof flat roof, a continuous border of red bricks is mortared around the perimeter. Cement is generously slathered around the brick rim, sealing the edges tightly to prevent rainwater from seeping. A durable layer of waterproof cloth is embedded into the wet cement across the roof for protection. A thick coat of specialized blue rubberized paint is applied over the dried fabric, fully waterproofing it. To establish a reliable water supply, a hole is drilled into an elevated metal storage tank. The metal water tank is placed on a tiny brick pedestal on the roof and filled up. Construction quickly shifts to the ground floor patio, where bricks are laid out to map an outdoor kitchen. The brickwork for the outdoor cooking station rises rapidly, forming designated spaces for a basin and stove. To ensure the outdoor kitchen remains hygienic and easy to clean, glossy ceramic tiles are applied perfectly. Next, cement is plastered over the exposed brick base, giving the miniature cooking station a smooth finish. The builder then meticulously crafts a tiny, retro-style gas stove out of carefully carved wooden blocks. A fully functional faucet and a gas cylinder bring the incredibly realistic outdoor kitchen setup to life. To celebrate the home's completion, festive Red Spring Festival couplets are beautifully written out by hand. With the exterior work finally done, we are invited to take a closer look inside the completed dwelling. Peeking through the second floor window, a fully furnished and cozy little bedroom is revealed behind the curtains. The final exterior view perfectly highlights the stunning attention to detail, complete with a curious dog.